Hi, good morning, everybody. Crafting Journey here, that Journey Chick on Instagram, and the leftovers on my other channel. You can check that out in the link that's down below. So I am sitting here diamond painting. That's what I was doing yesterday. Uh, Playing my game and trying to figure out life. It's one of those days where it's just weird how screwed up you can become and how at the mercy of a medication you can become. That when you miss one dose, this is what happens. Fortunately, I realized this morning I was in this mood, which was not helped by the fact that it's raining outside. Um, and I very quickly realized I had not taken my medicine last night for depression and anxiety. So, of course, my thoughts this morning were very dark and were exacerbated by the fact that, I do videos every day. And when you do videos, one of the things that moves you forward is the comments of people and the feedback that you get. And, to have all of these views on a video and not one person leaves a comment is a little disheartening. But anyway, so I do have the Great Escape event that's going on, and I'm sponsoring now with Mickey Sunshine Creates. And I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, so I'm going to do some giveaways today. One second. So we have lots of prizes in this event, and we've had lots of participants, and I'm so grateful for it, and for each and every participant. You guys have been wonderful. So I wanted to give away a couple more prizes in the event. So I'm going to turn the computer and the camera so that you guys can see the prizes, and then I will give them away. So the first prize is a $40 gift card to Crystal Canvas Arts. They are an amazing company. I have some artwork from that company that I would love to get to. Some gnomes, some beautiful gnomes. So I do want to give that away. So let's go to that wheel. I'm going to go full screen on the wheel. So whoever, this is the participants that have not won anything yet in our event. So I'm going to click to spend. No, that was, that was not it. Hold on. There we go. Brandy Stevens. Brandy Stevens, you have won a $40 Crystal Canvas Arts gift card. And direct message me and I'll give you all the information about that. I'll definitely need your email. I probably already have the email, and I can forward that to Crystal Canvas Arts, Amy, and let her know that you have been, and you are our winner. So we got one more to give away this morning. This is for a Distracted by Diamonds painting. Penny Charleston Graves, you are the winner of a Distracted by Diamonds painting. All right, I'm going to move the camera back. I'm back. All right, let me put my glasses on so I can see. First of all, it's raining today, so that never helps your mood. Then I found out yesterday that the woman that I've been estranged with for years, that some people refer to as my mother, has been hospitalized. And I don't know you know, what her condition is or anything about it, except that she's been hospitalized. So I have some mixed emotions about that as well. And a lot of mixed emotions about this whole new business, you know. So, but I'm not going to get into that here. So you guys came to hear updates on the Alex Jones and the George Wagner trial. I just have to tell you that yesterday in the George Wagner trial, two people took the stand, two of the parents of the victims. It was very moving testimony. The one gentleman, his name is Wheeler. When he first took the stand, I said, "Wow, he looks very much like that FBI agent." It wasn't the FBI agent, and it was funny because the FBI agent had been accused of being Mr. Wheeler, and now I see why, because there are some similarities in their appearance. So Mr. Wheeler spent 20 years in New York trying to be an actor. So when he claimed to have a son who died in the Sandy Hook massacre, you know, people weren't buying it because of what Alex Jones was espousing on his website, so to speak. He had a channel, but he was demonetized and taken off of multiple platforms after that, after he said it didn't really happen. So after that, people would actually show up at this man's door. He lost his first grade son, 8 years old, and or six, I don't know, young, 6, 7, 8. And he had another son who was in the 4th grade at the time. And he described how, yeah, he had tried to make it as an actor, but yeah, by this point, he and his wife had given up their life of seeking, you know, musical acting, you know, fame, and had gotten regular jobs. She was a teacher, a music teacher. I don't remember what he said he was doing, but not crisis actors, and they were accused of being afterwards, after Alex Jones accused him of doing that. And then, you know, after Alex does these things on his channel, someone actually shows up at this man's house and says, "I know your child's in there." His name was Ben. "I know Ben is there. Like, why don't you bring him to the door? Show him to us. You know, we know you were acting." He said after that, you know, he feared for his family. He feared that strangers were going to show up, and you know, they were asking questions of his 9-year-old. A very, very sad situation. And then another woman testified that, you know, she and had plans with her daughter. They were going to go see the Rockettes that day, and she said, "No, I have something I want to in class. I want to do first." And so she sent her to school, and she did not survive the massacre. So never got to see the Rockettes. But it's just really sad, sad situation. She said to this day, she's still, you know, when she goes to start the car, she'll look in the back seat, she'll check to make sure nobody's there and then nobody's following them. And, you know, what these parents went through because of what Alex Jones said was just horrible, you know, on top of what they were already going through following this mass shooting, you know, mourning the loss of their children. And the jury watching this testimony at one point was moved to tears. You know, it's very moving, moving testimony. It really, really is. So, on the lighter side, if you would say that there's a lighter side to this trial, the trial judge, during a sidebar, made a funny comment. She said, "You know, when Alex Jones gets up to testify, I might call in sick that day." I thought that was funny. Yeah, maybe not everyone might see the humor in that, but I do. You know, after she's been called a tyrant by this man. So, sorry, it is a difficult day for me. I think I'm not going to try to predict. I don't know why. I do know why. I didn't take the medicine. I know why. You know, I hate that my emotions are so tied to this one medication, that if I miss even one dose of it, one dose, I'm a wreck. And I want to jump off the nearest cliff and turn everything that I've created into a hot mess. So I'm just going to chill today. I think by tonight I'll be fine, and I will be back, and I will bring you the continuation of my Disney Dreamlight Valley walkthrough. I've learned a lot of things by just playing it on my own for the last couple of days, and I want to tell you about what I've learned. So the other case that's going on is the George Wagner, the fourth case, and I haven't told you in a few days, and maybe you're new to the channel and you're like, what's this all about? George Wagner has been charged with the murders of the 8 members of the Rodin family, but not by himself, in concert with his family. His family, his mother Angela, his father George Sr., well, George the Third, I'm guessing, that they call Billy, his brother Jake, who was the father of this child, where all of this centered around the custody of Jake's child. So these 4 family members, for months, planned to murder the Rodin family. Jake's ex-wife, who was a child herself, he started dating her when she was 13 years old, Hannah Rodin. Starts dating her when she's 13, marries her, gets her pregnant at 15, and they have a child, and they're arguing over the custody of this child. Hannah is now an adult, so to speak, in a relationship with someone else, has somebody else's baby, not the one she's in a relationship with, who's 5 weeks old at the time of these murders. You're like, what? Go back to the beginning. Wait, what? Yeah, that's what I said. So this Wagner family plans these murders and carries out these murders. Now, Jake and Angela they've all been arrested, but Jake and Angela have already pled guilty to the murders. And we do expect them to testify over the next few weeks. Right now, we're just getting all that other testimony in first against George, who chose not to take a plea and maintained his plea of not guilty. His brother Jake is expected to testify that although George was there, he did not pull the trigger on any of these people. It was him and his father. And then I don't know what Angela's going to testify to, but the prosecution has said, even if you believe George did not pull the trigger, the mere fact that he was present when these murders happened, that he helped plan these murders, makes him as guilty as if he had pulled the trigger himself. Now, so far we've not heard any of that kind of testimony that links George Wagner to this trial. So far we've heard crime scene, evidence about the crime scene, evidence of the discovery of the crime scenes. There were 5 separate crime scenes. The Chris Sr. and his brother Gary lived in the first home. These were trailers all on one street. They were for the first 2 victims. Then the second 2 victims were Chris Sr.'s son and his fiance, his oldest son and fiance. They were in the house, second home, and the trial has now moved past the first crime scene to the second crime scene, which is this home that he had with his girlfriend Hannah Gilley, and their 6-month-old child and their 3-year-old child, neither of whom was injured. But the parents were murdered, but the 3-year-old was not injured. In fact, he let people in, the house. And the 6-month-old was found in the bed with his parents. Then the third crime scene, I believe, will be the crime scene where Chris Sr.'s ex-wife and his other 2 children, Chris Jr. and Hannah, the mother of this child that they're having custody disputes over, they're found on this third crime scene. and all shot in their sleep, except for Chris and Gary, the first 2 victims. They were not shot in their sleep, but all of the rest of the 8 victims were shot in their sleep. Then the 4th crime scene is, what are we up to now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, maybe it is only 4 crime scenes. Okay, so the 4th crime scene is on a different road. It is the cousin, Kenneth, or the uncle, the brother, Chris's brother or cousin. I keep them all straight. Kenneth. He was shot last. It's just about 15 minutes away from the other 3 crime scenes, and he's shot once in the eye. So all of these murders were not planned. Some were planned, some were collateral because they just happened to be present at the time that the murders were committed, so they were also murdered. Oh, boy. Yeah. So it's a long trial, and the evidence has been just kind of creeping in. Yesterday, or the day before yesterday, Tuesday, we heard all of the medical examiner testimony about all the deaths of the 8 people. Yesterday, we continued the evidence of the medical examiner, and we moved into the 2nd crime scene, like I said, which is the oldest brother, his fiance, and their 2 children. So that's where we are on these 2 trials. So I hope I was able to bring you up to speed on where we're at on those. And then many more trials to cover in the future. Yeah. I'll be fine. Trust me, I will. Just this morning has just been a crazy morning. So that's as far as I want to take the show today. As you can see, I'm in a mood. I did go sourcing yesterday. If you don't mind me talking about my business, I got what I think are some good items that will sell, not for any high prices, but I hope will sell. But of course, I think that about all my merchandise. I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't think it was going to sell. But so far, the scammers are winning. You know, they keep bidding on stuff and tying up my inventory, but I'm working around that. Yeah, it's okay. I'll get through it. I really will. I put up the yarn yesterday. I showed you some yarn. This Red Heart gemstone. This is actually listed in my store. It's RSCHIL_1. That's the name of my store, the leftovers. If you see this and you want to bid on it, eBay recommended I start the bid at $7.49, I think. So the opening bid is $7.49. If you're interested in yarn. So, if not, that's okay. Boy, my head is a little, yeah. It's such a powerful drug that I take. That your head feels fuzzy and you can't make any sudden, like, just the fact that I spend that way makes my head feel weird. So I did take the medicine, once that kicks in, it'll take a few hours, I'll be just as good as new, right? So in the meantime, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to diamond paint. I love you all. I'm not going anywhere. I will be right here. I'll be back for tomorrow's episode. Like I said, this afternoon, come see me at Disney's Dreamlight Valley. I know I don't want to put myself down. Not in this mood, but it's fun to watch. So come join me while I have some fun. I'll see you guys later.